All right. Well, let me set my screens up a little bit more. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I was not fully ready. There we go. There we go. All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Open Mat Show. I'm your host, as always, Matt. And today we got another normal episode for you. Uh, don't have too much to talk about, to be honest with you. It's been a relatively uh slow news week, I should say. I feel like we haven't You know, no real crazy breaking news, no, massively big fight announcements. There are some that I'll be going over, but, overall, nothing crazy. Uh, we're just gonna go ahead and start off by talking about the results of UFC Winnipeg, which was last weekend, and, hope you guys like my hat. I was doing some outside work right before I got on here, and my hair was fucked up very, very bad, so I had to put something on. But, this isn't the fashion channel. So let's go ahead and talk about, like I said, the results of UFC Winnipeg, Burns versus Malott. I'm gonna be honest, man. There's nothing really of note happened. There were some weird decisions here. Jai Herbert had a really good win over Nayo. Good comeback win there. A very Jai Herbert fashion in the way he won. Um, but really, I guess you could say the story of the night was Mike Malott. Mike Malott looked pretty good. He beat Gilbert Burns, finished Gilbert Burns in the third. And then Gilbert Burns retired. I guess that's the biggest story. Um, Burns is retired. He had a great career. Hall of Famer. I mean, if we're doing Hall of Fame based off of fights, then sure, him versus Hamzat was legendary. I think that fight alone kinda put him up there, put him up there in that status. I'll never forget how I felt when he dropped Hamzat the way he did. That was just fucking crazy. But shout out Gilbert Burns, man. Probably won't be seeing another one like him for a long while. Sorry, guys, I'm messing with my mic. Probably won't see another one like him for a long while. And, yeah, Mike Malott looked good, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not that impressed with Mike Malott. I usually, I'm just ever since he lost to Neil Magny, it's hard for me to really rank Malott as a true prospect, especially because how old is he? 35 or 34 or something like that. For whatever reason, the UFC tends to get a lot of quote unquote prospects that are 30 something years old, and Mike Malott is no different. He's exactly that. So it's hard for me to really envision him getting to a title shot, let alone winning the belt right now, especially when a guy like Islam Makhachev is a champion. Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, Mike looked good, but he ain't going any further than this. He's gonna peak at these hometown victories, these hometown layups for him. It's not gonna get much better than that. I guess another thing of note that happened, Gage Young had a really cringe fucking dance. I'm sure you guys saw it. He did that. And I don't listen. I don't give a fuck that he didn't dive into Moises' guard. I don't care. I didn't gamble on that fight, so I understand why a lot of people were mad in that sense. However, the dance itself was so fucking cringe. Like if you're gonna do something like that, you got to at least look cool doing it. I don't know what he did there, but for lack of a better term, it gave me the ick. I really didn't like seeing that, and I will be rooting against Gage Young going forward for every future fight. I just really didn't like that, and he lost a fan in me. So that's a good win for him, but he lost in other ways. Other than that, it wasn't a bad card. The fights I saw were pretty good. I kind of started watching from here, and fell asleep around. I think during the Korean Silva fight, obviously I went back and I rewatched. Um, but yeah, I mean the card wasn't anything to really write home about. Uh, and you know what? Dana White kind of seemed that way. Seemed to share that same opinion as well. After this event, he seemed a little grumpy. He kind of made a joke, tongue in cheek, saying that, yeah, they might take 9 years to come back. And I guess he wasn't happy about the turnout, about the people there. It seemed like the stands were relatively empty compared to how Canadian cards have been in the past. So I don't know. Hopefully they don't take that long to get back there. But to be honest, if Mike Malott is the best they got, I I don't know if they'll be going back there anytime soon. Especially when I don't think Mike beats any of the top five at welterweight. To be honest with you, I really don't. Uh, and yeah, we just got to see. We just got to see how what he does in the future. To be fair to Mike Malott, ever since that Neil Magny fight, he's looked better and better and better. So I can't really shit on him. I can't really shit on him too much. He is making consistent improvements. However, I just don't see him getting past the Ian Gary. Honestly, I don't see him getting past the Carlos Prates. Definitely not Islam Makhachev, JDM, fucking Shavkat, if we're counting him. I think Mike kind of peaks exactly where he's at. He's not going to go much further than this. I'm kind of rambling, repeating myself. Let's go ahead and move on. Um, some of the other news I want to cover. This weekend, we got a very, very big boxing fight. I feel like a lot of people have kind of forgot about this, but it's a battle of the goats, okay? Uh, the battle of two goats in boxing. Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. That is happening. That was announced that it'll be happening this weekend on the 25th. Take a look at this poster. I'm not signing into Instagram. Uh, but yeah, this is going to be in the DR Congo. Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. And yeah, obviously I'm kind of joking here. Obviously, we're not gonna get this fucking fight, dude. There's like zero shot we're gonna get this fight. I don't think anybody thought this was gonna happen when they announced it. I remember I saw like accounts like World Star and like like normie accounts kind of picked it up and posted about it, but I mean, come on. Hey, we all knew this one wasn't gonna happen. Mike is old as shit. We all know that. And Mayweather fights at. I mean, I don't know what he fights at now that he's retired or whatever. But he was fighting at like 140, right? Was it 135 to 140? And then yeah, Mike Tyson was a fucking heavyweight. What are we doing here? I mean, who is actually watching these? Like, I get it. These guys are putting these fights on, and they're getting a lot of money, and maybe it's all money laundering. That's always how I felt about this stuff deep down. Like, honestly, I mean, this is me getting a little bit schizo here, completely off topic, but I've always felt like majority of combat sports are like all of this is fucking money laundering one way or another. But I digress. Um, I feel like these events, these retirement events like this, for retired fighters like Mayweather, um, I think these are weird laundering schemes. Obviously, I don't know. I'm talking to my ass, so this is all alleged. So hopefully, nobody from his team is watching this and will sue me. But it's just so weird because like, who the fuck is actually watching this stuff? Who the fuck actually watched Mayweather fight some dude on top of a skyscraper? I think Mayweather's had like 10 fucking fights since the Logan Paul one. So like I haven't heard of any of that, and I'm the kind of guy that would want to watch these fights, to be honest with you. I'm a fan of the show, the side shows. Uh and if I haven't heard of them, I don't know who the fuck is. That might be very arrogant and closed-minded of me. If you're a fan of these events and you're always looking forward to the next Mayweather exhibition event, comment down below, correct me, let me know. But as far as I can tell, nobody like that actually exists, and that makes me think this shit is money laundering or something like that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this shit ain't happening. Here, let me look at my tape. Yeah, this shit is not happening. I haven't seen any footage, any training, anything like that. Literally just this poster. I don't think I've seen even anybody really report on it. So I'm kind of curious what the fuck happened here. Let me see. Swerve Combat. Have they posted anything about it? Anything? Yeah, if you had Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson fighting this weekend in your promotion, you'd probably be talking about it. But I put this up here kind of as a shit post, anyways. Let's go ahead and move on. Something I would like to touch on is the Dana White versus Eddie Hearn saga. This is always very interesting. Um, as we all know, they've been going at it for a while. Uh, it kind of started slow, and it spiraled into what it is now. Conor benn with Zuffa. blah blah blah. Dana White calling Eddie Hearn a pussy. And the reason I bring that up is this kind of comes around full circle here. Um, Eddie Hearn, this is an old clip. This is from how many days ago? 4 days ago. But I just kind of wanted to cover it because this shit's hilarious to me. So, what was it? Dana White implied that like he would whoop Eddie's ass. That Eddie doesn't want it. So Eddie started uploading training footage. He didn't look too bad. You know, he looked in shape. Uh, and this is what Eddie said. I'm not gonna play the audio. Listen, pussy, you called me out. I accepted. Where's your balls gone, pussy? Unfortunately, Dana White backed out of the fight. Um, I kind of dubbed that very well right there. Like I timed that up very well. Um, so then Dana, in response to that, he said, "You're a fucking bum. I'm old. We don't even deserve to be on a card with real fighters." And Dana White has been kind of saying that this whole time. Once Eddie accepted it, Dana's been saying, "Listen, this guy, he's a promoter, but he's saying that we deserve the main event." Blah 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 blah. One, you're the one that called him out. He's just accepting it, and per the playground rules, you're ducking him, dude. I know the fucking my right, but I'm just saying, per the playground rules, he called him out. Eddie backed it up in the media. Dana White didn't follow through. That's what happens. I mean, I don't get it. All you had to say was, "Yeah, I'll do it," and just let it quote unquote fall apart behind the scenes and leave it vague like that. But don't uh don't deny it the way he is. Like I don't know. I just feel like it was a pretty big misstep from Dana White. I mean, I'm saying as if any of this stuff actually matters to them. These guys are businessmen. They're not fighters. This is all for shits and giggles. But in terms of, like I said, the playground and ego, Dana White took an L this time. Eddie Hearn got him here. And as much as I would love to see them box, it's pretty clear it's not going to happen. Dana would be. I would have expected Dana to be the one that would actually want to watch this, watch that happen. But that's not what happened. So um, yeah, I wish I had a little bit more to say about this, but sorry guys, this is a fucking slow week. Not a lot of news happened. Actually no, sorry. Conor benn signed a new deal with Zuffa. Details pending. At least I haven't seen anything about the details specifically. However, uh Eddie Hearn is talking about they're going to take Zuffa to court, and they're going to take Zuffa, Turkey, all them, TKO to court to prove that they're telling the truth about the negotiations with Conor benn. Now, I'm no legal expert, but from my understanding, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom or whoever had a deal with Conor benn that before Conor benn accepts another deal, he must bring it back to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom and present it to them, giving them the opportunity to match it or better it. Uh, apparently that's what happened. That's why it was a $15 million fight for one deal, or $15 million deal for one fight. Um, Obviously, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom couldn't match it. Then this fight happens. And from the jump, Eddie kind of said, "We'll see. We'll see after the fight if it's really one fight deal," kind of implying he feels like there's more to it, which honestly, that's kind of what I felt too from the jump. Even though they were saying it's Turkey's money, even then, I don't think Turkey would actually throw 15 million at Conor benn if he didn't think there would be some kind of long-term return in it. Because, like, I mean, I already talked about this a lot. Everybody did when this number came out, but Conor benn is not a big name. He's not worth 15 million for one fight. Maybe multiple fights, sure, but one fight, 15 million, that is fucking insane. Uh, to imagine, I agree with Eddie Hearn. If you straight up think that, oh yeah, they're being 100% honest, they didn't offer anything else to Conor benn. It was just one fight for 50 million, and we'll talk about another deal after this fight. Then you're a fool. I do agree with that. There's no fucking way. But officially on paper, I'm sure it went down exactly like that. They gave him the 15 million. They said, listen, and after this, we can maybe give you another 15, but for a normal deal this time. We'll just see how this goes. Something like that. And once you give, it's like fishing. You gave the fish a bit of the good bait. Yeah, now it has a taste of the better life. Dude, I'm not a fisherman. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, bro. I'm tweaking. Uh but you guys get the point, right? And that's kind of what I felt like. Colby versus Arman. What's up? D2 time 227. Colby versus Arman for RAF. What do you think? Is that signed? Is that official? I would love to see that personally. That would be fucking awesome. Uh, One, I honestly, I just want to see Colby kind of back doing something. I'm a little disappointed we didn't see him at the White House. I'm surprised, I should say. Uh, Now I'm not some Colby like Glazer or whatever, but especially with a guy like Hokit coming around, it kind of makes me, like, where's the seventh layer of hair? Where the hell is Colby Covington at? Um, and yeah, him versus Bo Nickel, I thought would have been beautiful on the White House, but him versus Armin at RAF could be very fucking good as well. That could be very, very good. Um, I mean, if I'm Colby, I'm saying, hey, I had the fucking belt, bro. Interim or not, I had the belt. You'll never get the belt. There's some easy trash talk right there for Colby. He's gonna have to write me a royalty check for that one. But yeah, if that's signed, I haven't seen that. Let me see. Well, let me give a quick search. It'd be wonderful that Arman on a UFC main card, but Dana doesn't want to pay. LOL. TBH. I wonder if that's what it is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if it's so much as like how much they want to pay, but because I isn't I'm assuming the way their contracts work, he's already signed to a set deal. Like the payday is already set, especially without pay per view. But I think I think they just like they genuinely don't want to give him a title shot. They think he's a liability. I mean, the way he fucking flew off the mat with Uriah Faber, uh, how do like that's great for us fans. Like I love seeing that. But if you're the UFC and you're thinking liability, medical things like that, like this guy has a potential to get the belt and possibly go to fucking jail or injure himself doing some crazy crash out shit. Um, I genuinely think that's why they don't want to give him the belt or give him a title fight or opportunity. I truly do believe that. Um, and unironic, like weirdly enough, the more Armand does, the more it works against him because I'm sure they don't like the fact that he's doing fine all on his own. I'm sure they would rather him, uh, be like the rest of the fighters, kind of have nothing else going for him. No other allegiances, no other connections, anything like that. But he's doing well for himself. He's doing very well for himself. Armand puts on a show, but shit pushing off Uriah off the mat a little dirty. Yeah, I thought that was dirty. I'm gonna be honest. I like Uriah Faber, man. I feel like he's always being done dirty by fucking everybody. Like ever since the McGregor tough days, dude, I feel like he was always getting the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? Like he had some good quips on McGregor, calling him skinny, things like that. And I I don't know. He always just gets. He's always the butt of the joke, and no matter what, Faber is always the butt of the joke. And it's fucked up. I kind of feel bad for him. DC attending WrestleMania was fire. Yeah, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. The way they set up that shot of Brock Lesnar retiring and Daniel Cormier in the back, I 100% thought they were almost like working, like they were about to set something up right there. I even kind of did a bit of research. I was like, did DC sign to the WWE? Did I miss something? I just thought it was a little odd that they angled it like that. But I mean, they're both pretty close. Very, I mean, somewhat similar careers in terms of uh, UFC and WWE. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. I always imagined we would have seen a guy like DC in the WWE, but I mean, I guess not. He doesn't really have he doesn't have the physique to properly do that, unless he goes like a Mark Henry route. But I don't think he's really. Yeah, again, he's not tall enough really to do that. Um, but yeah, I would be lying if I said if I watched like wrestling and WrestleMania and stuff. But I do like to kind of keep tabs on it through my social media feeds. The clips and everything like that. I saw CM Punk swipe the phone out of a fan's hand or something like that in the lobby of the Marriott or MGM or something like that. Uh, I don't really know, which is weird that fans can even get that close to the talent and get. the fact that they can even get into their hotel is pretty crazy. Uh, but you know what? I'll always be a fan of CM Punk, especially if he's defending AJ Lee. That was my childhood crush right there, man. Uh, you should stream UFC 5 while you talk too. I've thought about that. I've thought about it. I've actually kind of looked at it. But you know what? I've never played a single UFC game. I've tried it before, or yeah, so I guess I have played one. I have played a UFC game before. I think it was UFC 4. It was on Xbox Game Pass, and I didn't even get past the tutorial. I've never been good at fighting games. Uh, that I guess I've never really fully tried, but I think I might. Speaking of that, I was kind of seeing the motion capture for the new UFC, uh, UFC 6. I saw they were giving Ricky Tertios some motion caps. So I feel like that game might be the one for me to really get involved in it because the clips I do see from UFC 5, I don't know, it just doesn't like uh I don't know, it doesn't like look that pretty, I guess. If that makes sense. Like a lot of the character models don't look like who the fuck they should look like. Um Now this is like weird, but if it were similar to like how the WWE fighting games are, the 2K games, I would 100% I would 100% watch that uh, or play that because growing up, I really went ham on the WWE 2K games. That was the best kind of quote unquote fighting game for me. But you know what? Maybe next stream I might give it a try. Honestly, I've been wanting to stream more just in general. So that might be my way of doing it. That might be a game I can do that on. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Like a Monday, do some gaming a little bit. Wednesday, do my normal show like now, and then Fridays I could do something a little bit different. Well, maybe not Fridays. Um, but yeah. I mean that's a good idea. I might actually do that. To be honest, I'm always open to good advice. But man, I was just talking about it. Arman and taking Faber off the mat. This is a really funny gif. I really like it. I like Chael barely ducking out the way. Um, yeah, yeah, dick move by Armon, I would say. Uh, but yeah, what did I grub on? As in what did I eat? If you're asking what I ate, I haven't ate anything yet. If you mean what I gamed on, maybe. I game on PC. Uh, but yeah, man, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I wish I had more to talk about, but I feel like there really wasn't much uh announced this week. There were some fights announced. Maybe I could see if I could find it. Fights announced. I was running late today. I did not have my stream set up at all. Normally, I have some better stuff set up. Yeah, I don't really. Oh right, yeah. Johnny Manziel versus Bob Menery. That's kind of old too. Here we go. Bryce Mitchell versus Victor Henry. I figured there was one. Yes. Nothing. I haven't munched anything yet. Uh, soon though. Probably once I get off stream, I'm gonna go eat something for sure. I need to. Um, hold on, shit. Sorry, there's a little bug on my table. Um, but yeah, like I said, slow news week. There's not really much to go over. Did you watch Tracy Cortez X talk about her? I did. Yeah, I saw Brian Ortega came out talking about her. Said Alex Pereira figured it out. I didn't even think Alex Pereira and her were actually dating. Um, I just assumed that was like a marketing thing, but I mean, who knows? Um, I mean, there's a video going around too of Tracy Cortez kind of, talking shit to the camera. She's like, "Oh, man, motherfucker, blah blah." So, seems a bit ratchet, so to speak. That's a certain type of personality, certain type of person that a lot of people like to go for. Brian Ortega gave off that vibe. Not it's not exactly for me, not exactly for a guy like me. Uh, But it makes sense that a lot of fighters would want a fiery personality like that, I guess. I mean, she is a fighter, so she kind of is like that. He gave her the chama. Haha. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I would assume he did. Um and then left pretty shortly after because I think they were only together for like what, like 2 to 3 fucking weeks. It was like no time at all. And if it were real, I remember filmed a video. She filmed a video asking, uh, when they were gonna get married or something like that. That was pretty fucking weird. Um, yeah, I don't know. Uh, I've thought about that. Like, I don't know if I could ever date a fighter, a UFC fighter, for a lot of reasons. I mean, there's the one number one, straight the fuck up. I would be like way too insecure, dude. She goes in there to go train with her fucking heavyweight training partner that's fucking 6'8", 380, fucking all muscle. Like what am I gonna do to defend her honor if it comes down to it? To defend my integrity if it comes down to it. I'll get fucked up. Uh, that would bug me probably. Uh, let's see all the weight cutting. That'd be kind of that make me feel like shit. Make me feel like a fat ass. Um, and two, I'd get my ass beat probably. Do I think Sterling is shot out? Um, a little bit. I mean, not fully. I really until Marab, honestly, I had Sterling as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, champion at 135 for a while. Just I thought he was so fucking good, and I still think he's very, very good. Um, however, I just everything kind of combined. I don't think he fully has it in him anymore. He's really pushing the Funk Harbor. I think he kind of knows. I think he kind of knows he's on his way out, and it's kind of towards the end of the road for him. And usually when fighters kind of start acting like that, it ends up it ends up not looking good for him. And I don't think he's gonna get dominated or anything. Honestly, I think he has a very solid chance to win this fight. Zalal is like a pretty good matchup for him, all things considered. Um, I just think Zalal might be a little bit too quick, and he might be pushing too much of a pace that Sterling can get to. Um, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I might as well just go ahead and start talking about my picks for this main card. I saw Cedric Dumas is on here, Cody Durden. There's really no other fights of interest, honestly. I mean, this fight was kind of making me laugh. McVeigh versus Dumas. Uh, dude, this shit. I don't know. We got Ultimate Evil over here, and Cedric Dumas versus Jesus from The Walking Dead. Ultimate, you got the good versus evil, the ultimate battle, day and night. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I kind of want to see who's gonna win this one. Probably McVeigh. I don't know. Dumas has been kind of locked in with his picks lately, so he might win there. Um, Armand fires back at Ilia over jealousy. I've seen that. I saw that. I mean, maybe it might be jealousy. Uh, at the end of the day, one of them has the belt, one of them doesn't. One of them's going to be main event of the White House. The other was last main event against Dan Hooker. Um, I'm a big Armand fan, but if I'm Ilya, I'm not jealous. If I'm Armand, I'm absolutely jealous, and I'm open about it. I'm being completely open about it. If I'm Armand, I'm being like, listen, man, this is bullshit. When I get the belt, I know they're not gonna let me sit on the shelf because I got my heart broken um, for like a year. You know what I mean? That's just me. Not like I'm some marketing genius, but man, I'm not gonna lie. This card is a little bit of a stinker. A little stinky here. We got Ryan fucking Span on the main card. We got Jocelyn Edwards in the fucking co-main event. I mean, yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm gonna go with Buchecha here. I mean, he's fighting Ryan fucking Span. Uh, I mean, do I need to elaborate? Uh, I mean, yeah, yeah. I was about to say, I know Span won his last one, so who am I to shit talk him right now? But I'm gonna be honest, guys. Ryan Spann, I feel like he's always like one fight away from retiring. He might put down the gloves on fucking this weekend. I'm gonna have to go with Buchecha here. I think Buchecha just is more. Uh, he's more present. He's more of like a force in the octagon. I guess I should say. I really don't have another way of saying it. He brings a fight to you. Span, I don't think really does that well. Um, so I got Buchecha there. I got Montel Jackson beating Barcelos. Jackson, even though he lost against Figgy, he didn't look bad. It was a pretty close fight relatively. Um, Barcelos, he's been looking pretty good too. But honestly, I think if Jackson, well, I don't know actually, Barcelos could wrestle fuck. He could wrestle fuck Jackson, but I do think Jackson, if he kind of keeps it on the feet, um, I think he'll just kind of pick apart Barcelos. He just needs to be able to stop that the strength, the manhandling power from Barcelos, and if he can do that, I think he'll be fine because he has a lot of the physical attributes here. I mean, look at the reach, look at the height. This is Montel's fight to lose, but he can't come in and be lazy, especially against a guy like Barcelos. But I got Montel Jackson there. Is this his dude's debut? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. It, dude, this shit is so funny to me. You're looking at the matchups on the fights. You could tell it's somebody's debut or they're from Contender Series when their picture is just in not full color grade. This is so weird to me that they fucking do that. Um, but I'm gonna go with Adrian Luna. I'm a little surprised we're giving him Davy Grant because Davy Grant is pretty fucking good in my opinion. He's not bad at all. I pretty that's a pretty solid step up for a debutante. But it's hard for me to go against the Contender Series guy. I know Herbert won his last one against the Contender Series guy, but Luna, I'm gonna have to go with him, man. They make these matchups on purpose with the expectation that the debutante is gonna win. They don't do it for no reason. So I'm gonna have to go with Luna here. The fact that he's an underdog, I feel like that's easy money. If you're a better, if you're an MMA better, this is the guy you're gonna pick for sure. Which I'm not. Whenever I try to bet, I only bet like ridiculous underdogs, $20 for like 200, and it never fucking works out for me. It like never works out for me. But that's okay. It doesn't need to. Anyways, let's go to move on to the next fight. Rafa Garcia versus Alexander Hernandez. This is a pretty good one. It should be a pretty entertaining fight. Both guys coming off of a win. Now, I'll be honest, I don't remember who Rafa's last fight was. Um Shoot. Let me go ahead and take a look. Who did Rafa beat last? Let's take a look. Jared Gordon. Damn. Uh huh. I don't remember that. I don't remember Jared Gordon getting knocked out. Um on Lopez. So oh no, yes I do. Yes I do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember that card. Okay, so this is a tough one for me to be honest. I don't rate Alexander Hernandez that high. I really don't. I don't think he's that good. Um I know he won his last one. Who was that against though? Was that Bobby Green? Am I tripping? Diego Ferreira and Chase Hooper. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't rate Alexander Hernandez that high at all. Um Rafa Garcia looked very fucking good against Jared Gordon. I didn't think he was gonna beat Jared Gordon, let alone the way he did. So I am or this is the recency bias like a motherfucker, I guess, but I am gonna have to go with Rafa Garcia. And I mean, if you just kind of look at their most recent fights, Diego Ferreira, he did finish Diego Ferreira, so that's pretty good there. But beating Chase Hooper and Diego Ferreira, I like the shit. I don't know because then I see Pichel at the bottom there, and then him getting knocked out by Grant Dawson. Fuck. This one I almost want to say could go any way, but it's gonna end in a knockout. I really feel like it's gonna end in a knockout. Both guys are strikers, and they like to go for finishes, and with the way they strike, they tend to put themselves into position to be finished. But you know what? Actually, I was just kind of shit talking Alexander Hernandez, but I might have to pick him to win, man. I mean, he's just been going on a better streak for longer. And I know Grant Dawson is pretty legit. I know that. But he knocked out what's his name? What the fuck? Where is it? Rafa. Yeah, there he goes. I'm tripping, guys. He knocked out Rafa. This is why you don't hit the pen before you get on stream. I start getting shy and fumbling over my fucking words. Um, but yeah, uh, man, this is a hard one for me. I've been getting a lot of my fucking picks wrong lately. I am not gonna lie. So I've been really trying to lock in. Uh, shit. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Alexander Hernandez. I know he's bigger. But he just has the better resume as of late. Um, I must have been confusing him for somebody else because I thought he had fought Bobby Green recently, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Alexander Hernandez here. I mean, they're both of their styles kind of play into each other, but when you get into situations like that, I tend to pick the bigger guy and the one with a better resume, and that's Alexander Hernandez. So we're gonna go into the banger main event that everybody's been waiting for: Norma Dumont versus Jocelyn Edwards. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna go with Norma Dumont. I'm not really sure who Jocelyn Edwards has fought. Let's go ahead and take a look. Um, let's see. Okay, Jocelyn Edwards. What the fuck? So Jocelyn Edwards is legit as hell. She's got 4 finishes in a row, and then we all know Norma Dumont. So this is pretty interesting. You know what? I'm gonna go with Jocelyn Edwards here. Norma Dumont's pretty good, and I would be lying if could remember a Jocelyn Edwards performance off the top of my head. I really would. But you know what? I feel like lately the name brand lady that they want to win has been losing. Um, I guess with the exception of Grosso, but I think in that fight they wanted Barber to win. So you know what? I'm gonna go with Jocelyn Edwards here. I am. I think she's gonna make it really hard for Norma to kind of grind her out just with the way she fights. She does tend to get finishes a lot, and yeah, pretty straightforward fight here. If this fight ends in a finish, Jocelyn would have finished Norma. Any other fight, Norma uh, would beat Jocelyn by decision, which that's probably how it's gonna go. I'm sure Norma could easily hold Jocelyn if she wanted to, and kind of throw her around. But I don't know. Jocelyn has an interesting build, like a for that division, a good strikers build. And like I said, she's a good finisher, so she really could pull something out of nowhere. You never know. So I'm gonna go with Jocelyn Edwards there. Now we're on to the main event: Aljo versus Yusuf Zalal. I kind of talked about it earlier uh, at the start of this little segment, but I think this is going to be a very, very close fight. Both of these guys' styles, again, like a lot of these other fights, they really play into each other, very similar. Although I would say Zalal is, I would say, a little bit quicker, a little bit faster on the feet, lighter on the feet. Um, whereas Aljo tends to plod a little bit more. But uh, I kind of have to go with Zalal here, and I'm a big Aljo fan, guys. I really am. I think Aljo is absolutely disrespected. It's disgusting how much people shit talk that guy. Um, Before Marab, he was the fucking guy at 135. Even after O'Malley beat him, I had Aljo as truly the greatest bantamweight, at, at least in modern times. He beat a good Peter Yan, truly, in that second fight. And anyways, but the point is though, he's up a weight class. This isn't the same Aljo we kind of came to quote unquote know and love. He's had some very good fights against very high level competition at 145 already. Evlov. I mean, I thought he beat Evlov personally. Um, but that fight showed me just how great Aljo is. Let me get back to this though. I think we've seen the best of Aljo. I do. As great as I think he could be in 145, I think he kind of knows that his career is coming to an end. We've been seeing him push the Funk Harbor more and more and more. I would love to give it a try sometime. If I ever see it, I'll definitely take a swig and report back. But yeah, I mean, typically when fighters just kind of start leaning towards whatever brand or whatever they have towards the end of their career, or sorry, that once they start leaning towards their brand and really marketing it and pushing it, we kind of know what's next for them. I think all just sees the writing on the wall. They're giving him Yusuf fucking Zalal in the main event, like right. They're using Aljo to put over Yusuf Zalal. He knows how the game works. He's not new here. Um, and usually when that happens, the fighters they just don't perform as well as they typically do. Uh, I I think Zalal would have had a speed advantage in general. However, I think he's also going to have the hunger. He's going to also have uh, just that pace, ferociousness, I should say. Um, when they're grappling on the ground, when they're scrambling, when they're striking, even he's just going to want it a lot more than Aljo. Um, Now, don't get me wrong. This fight is not going to be domination, regardless of who wins. I don't see it going that way at all. Um, but I think it's just gonna come down to kinda who can this sounds so, like, dumb and shallow, but it's gonna come down to who can, like, keep implementing their game plan, the longest, so to speak. And, I think Zalal does a very good job at that. The way he bounces around the ring or the octagon, very light-footed, kinda keeping things on his pace, uh, really matches well with the way Aljo kinda plods forward and striking. Um I'm curious. I really want to see these grappling exchanges. That's what I want to see more than anything. Um, I really liked Evlov versus Sterling. I thought those were amazing grappling exchanges. I feel like these might be very similar and fast paced like that. Um, but if it goes like that throughout all 5 rounds, I think Zalal will be the one that tends to get back on his feet quicker and looking better in these exchanges. And that's kind of again, that's why I think Zalal is gonna win this. Um, I just think I just think he's quicker. I think he's the younger, hungrier guy, and mainly he's quicker. When you combine that speed, which is I feel like a true intangible you can't properly train for. Once you combine that speed with the hunger and, like I said, that determination to win, um, I could easily see a world where he just kind of racks up the rounds and maybe there's a chance he wins like all of them or something. I don't know. I'm sure Aljo's going to have a lot of success in the first 2 rounds, or specifically the second or third. That's when he tends to look his best. Um, but otherwise, I think Zalal will be taking the rounds unless Aljo stops him from taking the round, if that makes sense. Which we know Aljo will sit around and let a guy win a round. Um, so yeah, I mean, that was pretty quick right there. I don't have too much to say about it. Just Zalal versus Sterling, and let me just say, uh, man, like I said, this card is pretty stinky, man. That's kind of why my thumbnail is the way it is. Um, it just, yeah. I mean, you got a Zalal Sterling main event in fucking 2026. What the fuck is that? Uh, Zalal seems like an entertaining guy, like a nice guy. Every time he hops on the mic, seems like upbeat, like yeah, and that's good. That's good. I like Aljo a lot. Um, but man, main events in these two, uh, what a time! I think we were supposed to get Brady and shit, we were supposed to get Brady and somebody else. I'm pretty sure on this card, but somebody got it. Was it Brady and Buckley? I think we were supposed to get Brady and Buckley on this card. If they were actually on here and these two were the co-main, that's a good card. That's a good card right there. And honestly, the card isn't terrible. A lot of these, like name value wise, is pretty ass, yeah. But a lot of these fights can deliver, and they probably will deliver. Um, like I said, the people's main event, light versus darkness, the true good versus true evil. Jackson McVeigh versus Cedric Dumas, so the true battle of the ancient spirits of light and dark will be going at it in this one. But other than that, it's a pretty solid card. Lighthearted fun. Um, I wish I could say this was like our true title contention match. I think Zalal's gonna get the Murphy Evlov treatment. They're gonna keep him as far away from the belt as they fucking can. They're gonna probably have him fight Evlov or Murphy or Murphy. Yeah, oh yeah, there you go. If Zalal wins, you're gonna get Zalal v Murphy next. Um, Man, 100%. I would bet $1,000,000 that they're gonna fucking do that if Zalal wins. Uh, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this card. Like I'm gonna watch, obviously, but it just feels like none of these fights really matter. Honestly, I mean, you can say Norma Dumont versus Edwards, but who gives a fuck, right? Who cares? Who cares about? Uh, yeah, that's kind of all I got for this card, guys. So let's do a quick rundown of my picks again. Um, I got Buchecha here. I mean, he's fighting Ryan Spann. I know Spann won his last one, but I got Buchecha. What the fuck? Come on, get out of here. Uh, Next one, I got Montel Jackson versus Barcelos. Barcelos is pretty good, but I rate Figgy, the close performance with Figgy a lot higher than really anything Barcelos has done, even the Talbot win, because he wouldn't be able to do that to Figgy. So I'm gonna go with Montel Jackson here. Davy Grant versus Adrian Luna. Davy Grant is a tough draw for your debut, but the UFC matchmakers, they know what they're doing. This isn't in London or anything like that, so they probably want their Contender Series guy to win. I'm gonna have to go with Adrian Luna here. Rafa Garcia versus Alexander Hernandez. I got Alexander Hernandez. Even though both guys are coming off of great victories, they're both entertaining strikers relatively. Hernandez has just had a way better record. He has all the momentum going for him, and he's just fought tougher competition his last few, in my opinion. Yes, beating Jared Gordon the way Garcia did was impressive, but Hernandez has been doing consistent feats for longer. So I got Hernandez. Norma Dumont versus Jocelyn Edwards. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Jocelyn Edwards here. I know Norma Dumont is likely to kind of impose her will on Jocelyn Edwards, but Edwards is a good finisher. She's good at getting finishes. And I feel like they'll send a matchup against decision machines. So I'm gonna go with Jocelyn Edwards here. Really, I wish I had a deeper explanation as to why. And of course, as I explained, I'm gonna take Yusuf Zalal. No finish, just probably split decision. As with all Aljo fights, it's probably going to be an entertaining grapple scramble battle. And then you know what? In a lot of Aljo's recent fights, I feel like he fucking won them, but he just didn't get the decision. I could totally see this fight going the same way. By the time the fight ends, Twitter's cheering for Aljo, but the cards are going to go for Yusuf Zalal. Prime for prime. I mean, I think Aljo truly is like one of the best to ever do it. He's very fucking good in my opinion. We all know the story, all the fans and all that. How Aljo got fucking Peter Bailished into fighting Sean O'Malley on short notice. That shit was a fluke. Aljo, all goat. He's still my goat. Us Aljo fans, we never forget. We never forget the true run he went on, the way he destroyed Piotr Jan. But yeah, those are my picks, guys. Let me know what you think. Yeah, let me know how casual I am. So one more thing I kind of wanted to talk about. It's a little interaction I had on Twitter here. Okay, this is what I mean, guys. Follow me over on Twitter at OpenMatShowLIVE. If you bug me enough with a random tweet, I'll talk about it here live. So something, yeah, there's too many brainwashed zombies. I now think Aaron Pico will be UFC champion. This is, of course, talking about Pico's victory over Patricio Pitbull. Yeah, in my opinion, I said the Pico that fought Pitbull still gets slept by Lerone. Yes, he looked very, very good, but he still loses to Lerone. A lot of people were giving me shit for that, just 2 people, but that's a lot. I just want to defend myself here. I'm sorry. Listen, Pico looked really fucking good. He still loses to Lerone Murphy. Pico does a weird waddle thing. When his opponent is against a cage, he likes to waddle towards them with his hands down. That's exactly what got him slept against Lerone Murphy. And you just can't do that against like high level fighters, especially strikers. He got lucky that Pitbull is Pitbull and washed up. But yeah, man, I'm sorry. just because he outboxed like a 40-year-old Patricio Pitbull, that doesn't mean he's the next GOAT. He looked good, but he's not. I don't rate Pico much higher than what I did previously, to be honest with you. Um, a bit of a Pico hate ramble right there to end out the stream. Kind of a short one for you guys today. Normally, I try to go for an hour. I started a bit late today. Sorry about that, but there really isn't much to talk about this week. I wish there were more. Let me check my Twitter. I always check Twitter right at the end to see if there's any batshit crazy things. Jorge Masvidal got a hair transplant. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know. Yeah, Arman talking shit on Ilia. Yeah, whatever. Same old, same old. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, I'm your host, Matt. This is the Open Matt Show. We are live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And, I might start some gaming streams, maybe on Mondays, hell, maybe on Wednesdays, some segments where I'll play UFC. Maybe comment down below any other games you'd like to see me play. Just stuff in the background, especially when we have slow news weeks like this. It's a very great idea by you, D2 Time 227. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. A real small channel, so every single interaction, every single view, every single second or minute you spend watching me, I truly do appreciate it. It goes a very long way. I love talking about combat sports to you guys. I love talking about all the goofy, silly shit that happens. Um, Even if I don't have that complexion or tone in my voice when I say it, I truly do believe it. I mean, it's just fun. The fact that even like any of you are willing to take a second out of your day or minute out of your day to listen to me talk about it, that just puts me over the moon. Like I said, follow me over Twitter at OpenMatShowLIVE. I respond a lot quicker over there. Make sure to subscribe. Once I hit 100 subs, I'm doing $100 giveaway. So just subscribe. You don't gotta watch. Yeah, just subscribe. You get a chance to win $100. You never know. Uh, but yeah, like I said, guys, small channel. Any interaction goes a super long way. It tells YouTube that you enjoy what I'm doing here, and it pushes it out to more people. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Until next time, goodbye. I hope you guys like my hat too. It's Goku Vegeta. My hair was fucked up, so I had to wear this hat. This is what I use to fan my pen hits away from my smoke detector. But peace out, everybody. Goodbye.